These sciences expressed refraining from such attempt. All that they have been able to do is to trace a few steps behind, leaving everything beyond that to the realm of unseen, concerning which scholars and ignorant people are no equal footing. Reason has no choice but to admit that the world has an originator, Badi'u as-samawati wal ard, as Allah says, the originator of the heavens and the earth. But this human despair of ever discovering the stages of creation in detail with regard to both the past and the future is counterbalanced by the general belief, which every mind must acknowledge voluntarily or otherwise, that no matter how long the list of cause and effect is, and whether it is considered to be finite or infinite, there should still be something else which carries in itself the cause of its existence and continued existence. And this is the true beginning, before which there was nothing. Otherwise, all these created things would not have come into being if they did not have an originator which existed independently of them. Allahu Samad. Allah is independent. And there are many arguments about the origin of the universe. We read arguments with which were put forward in the past, and those which are being proposed nowadays, which attempt to explain the existence of the universe. And we shall quote some of these arguments and endeavor to explain where they went wrong. Let us look at the argument, the view that it happened by accident. Having examined the Quranic evidence which addresses the rational mind, which we have discussed just now, which obliges us to acknowledge the existence of a creator who is to be worshipped, the notion that this universe came into being by accident without any creator is not only far from truth, but also irrational. Whoever says this could be counted as one of those people who have lost their minds, because they are stubbornly rejecting evidence which the rational mind has no choice but to accept and to submit to. There are yet others who say, if 6 monkeys sat at a typewriter and banged on the keys for billions of years, it is not unlikely that in the last pages they wrote, we would find one of the poems of Shakespeare. This is the case with the universe that exists now. It came about as the result of random forces which played with matter billions of years ago. Some have said, after quoting this paragraph from Huxley, a scientist, any talk of this nature is utter nonsense. None of our branches of science until the present day know what type of accident could have produced such a great reality with all its wonders and beauty. And he quotes another scientist who denounced this view by saying, the idea that life happened as a result of an accident is like saying that you could get a dictionary as a result of an accidental explosion in a printing press. Atheist writers who wrote the famous book, Huxley, Man Stood Alone. Allah brought forth a scientist from his own nation, Christy Morrison, the head of the New York Academy of Science and a former member of the Executive Committee of the U.S. National Research Council, wrote a valuable book, Man Does Not Stand Alone, to refute Huxley's view that man stands alone. And this book has been translated into various languages. Mathematics, which has given us the concept of probability, itself states that it is mathematically impossible for this universe to have come into existence by accident. Look at an example quoted from this American scholar, Christy Morrison, when he explains how it is impossible that the universe could have come into being by accident. He said, if you take 10 coins and write on them the numbers from 1 to 10, then put them in your pocket and mix them. Then you try to take them out of your pocket in ascending numerical order from 1 to 10. The chance of you taking out the coin on which is written the number 1 on the first attempt is 1 in 10. And the chance of you taking out all 10 coins in numerical order 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1 in 10 billion. On this basis, how long would it take for this universe to assume its current shape if it had come about by accident? If you were to calculate in the same manner, we would not be able to imagine or calculate the numbers, let alone comprehend them. Everything in the universe tells us that it was brought into existence by a creator, the wise creator, but man is unjust to himself and ignorant. The unbelieving man, how grateful is he? From what thing did he create himself? He was created from nutfah. And this in itself, the whole cycle of the creation of man, in itself is an evidence of an existence of a creator. However, we conclude with these few words, that this universe, it is the fitrah of man that bears testimony to this fact, that the universe did not come into existence by chance. And the rational thinking of man, in accordance to even the scientists' theory of evolution, brings us to this fact that even if you take this theory of evolution backwards, step by step, you will have to come to a condition and a position and a time when there was nothing. And that nothing is what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, that there was nothing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this universe from nothing. Allahu khaliqu kulli shay, badi'u as-samawati wal ard. Allah is the creator of everything. He is the originator of the universe. May Allah give us the guidance and the understanding of thinking before we say things. And also this concept of the creator should encourage us to worship only Allahu Ahad, only the one Allah, Allahu Samad, the one who is independent. He is not dependent of people. May Allah guide us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
قال يا قوم إني لكم نذير مبين أن اعبدوا الله واتقوه وأطيعون يغفر لكم من ذنوبكم ويؤخركم إلى أجل مسمى إن أجل الله إذا جاء لا يؤخر لو كنتم تعلمون